Hello, welcome to CEO One-on-One. My name is Benjamin Young, and I work in the marketing department at CM Equity AG in Munich. And today I'm pleased to introduce you to Mr. John Florek. He has a background in, which includes over 30 years of experience in the mining sector. And today, Mr. Florek is the CEO of Emperor Metals. So how are you doing today?
Pretty good, Benjamin. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So as I just briefly mentioned, you're the CEO of Emperor Metals, and Emperor Metals, just to give a quick overview to people watch, is a gold exploration and development company, which is focused on providing and developing the research potential of its project located in prolific Timmins, Kirkland, and I hope I say it right, Rouyn-Noranda, but districts in Quebec.
It's tough.
Okay. And Emperor, moreover, is led by a dynamic group of resource sector professionals with a strong track record in the mining industry from the exploration to the production. So, have anything to add on your side?
Well, Emperor Metals, well, who am I? My name is John Florek. I'm CEO of Emperor Metals. I have, like you said, 30 plus years experience in the industry. I would say the first 15 years I was in exploration. And subsequently, the second 15 years plus was in production and development. I worked underground. I worked open pit. In 2008, for underground, we got Developer of the Year award with the famous Hemlo gold deposit. So we extended the mine life. It was supposed to close in 2012, and we developed the C zone. We got an award. I got an award for that, my team. And most recently, for an open pit, and some of this is kind of relevant because some of the technologies that I learned, I used at this open pit, I'm applying to this project. And basically that was at Detour Lake Gold in 2000 and last quarter 2017, beginning of 2018, we released a new model, and it really transformed the Detour Lake Gold deposit, big open pit, largest gold open pit mine in Canada. Transformed it from an asset that wasn't making a lot of money to started to make a significant amount of money, such that Kirkland Lake acquired Detour Lake Gold, and Agnico Eagle saw the generational mine then it would become, and they acquired Kirkland Lake Gold. The team, this is a really interesting story. This is our flagship property in north of Rouen. It's called the Duquesne West Gold project, and like you said, it's right on the Porcupine-Destor Fault. The whole district, including Kirkland Lake and Timmins and Rouen and Val-d'Or, has produced over like 200 million ounces of gold. And we were able to walk in there, tiptoe into this district, and pick up our flagship property, which we acquired at the last quarter of 2022. We raised some money, and now we just started embarking on our drilling program. What's also nice is the team behind the company. It's part of the Metals Group. John Williamson and Sean Major are from the Metals Group. They're on the board of directors. And John Williamson, he's chairman of the board. He has a history. Well, he has many different companies under his umbrella as chairman of the board. And he has a history of taking single-digit million-dollar market caps to triple-digit million-dollar market caps. So it's pretty exciting to be on this team. It's a highly technical team, and their validation of this project really is a testament to its merits. So we're excited to be exploring this project. We just started drilling recently, so it'll be fun.
Sounds awesome. Sounds like a team with a lot of experience, and as you said, like very technical. But just on the side, what do you say would make a team very technical in this sense?
Okay, well, a lot of experience in geology, and very good at using computer programs and softwares, and we have PhDs in geology. We have the ability to really evaluate deposits quickly and see what the potentials are. That's why the team is so successful. For instance, we had a listed property in the Superior province. It was in the Wawa sub-province of the Superior province. That was our listing. But we recognized that, it was more of a grassroots play. In this type of a market, we really wouldn't get much traction or investor attention. So we decided that we needed to look for a more robust project that would attract attentions of investors. And so Alex Horsley and Alex is part of the investor relations team of our company, corporate development. We were looking at projects throughout the Superior Province. This is where our flagship, this is where we wanted our flagship property to be. And we came across a couple projects. We did some due diligence, and some of those projects we never really made it happen. But we came across this project, which was really interesting. I looked at it. I saw the neighborhood that it's in. I saw the potential right off from a geological perspective. So I said, give me 4 or 5 weeks. Let me look at this deposit. I contacted the company that we optioned the property off of, and I grabbed their database, and we created the first ever 3D model on this deposit. There was over 100,000 meters of drill holes on this property. And so I grabbed their database and I massaged it and I processed it through machine learning, and basically created the first ever artificial intelligent 3D geological model and mineralized model. So with that model, I presented that to the board of directors, and they liked the opportunities. It really illuminated the exploration potential on this property. So yeah, that was pretty exciting to see. Like, this deposit has been drilled since the 40s, and numerous companies have gone, and it really showed how this deposit is open in many different directions, mostly along these strong plunge lines, down dip and along strike. So we're quite excited to have stumbled across this, and now we're starting to drill this property. And it's right along strike of Timmins, the Porcupine-Dester Fault. I also see an emergent story in this district, because between Emperor, First Mining, and Magnetic Gold, there is 20 million undeveloped ounces right in that vicinity. And in the middle of that, you have the whole Holloway mining complex owned by Agnico Eagle. So they have to make some decisions what they're going to do with that mining infrastructure, as well as just to the east of us is the Rouyn-Noranda deposit. And Sean Boyne with Agnico Eagle said they're looking for a mill feed in their district. So they have multiple mills. Actually, from where the property sits, there's probably 6 different mills within, half an hour to 45 minutes drive from the property. So it's a really tier 1 robust mining district. And currently the deposit has about 727,000 ounces of 5.42 grams per ton. But more importantly, the average thickness is about 5.7 meters. And in the heart of the deposit, we have we did some stope optimizations on these models. And in the heart of it, we have 15 grams per ton over 15 meters, which suggests a really quick payback. I suggest the viewers go and look at our corporate presentation. We see this as a potential satellite deposit for supplemental feed to any of the mills in the district. That way you wouldn't have to build a tail ends dam, you wouldn't have to build a mill, and so you'd have a quick payback period, because you have some really thick zones in this initial resource that was done in 2011. It's a historical mineral resource, and it suggests a really healthy NPV and a high rate of return. I've been in the industry underground and open pit, so it really looks really exciting, some of the rocks. And, we just started drilling. We're seeing some really good visuals that we're excited about. So right now, Quebec is under this huge forest fire event. And so everybody was shut down for this last week, but we plan to resume shortly because it started raining finally.
Nice, good to hear. Actually, it takes me to my next question. What plans do you have to expand Emperor Metals and its business operations in the future?
How we're going to expand in the near term is we're going to add ounces to this deposit. So right now we're drilling along plunge, down dip, along strike to expand. We'd like to, in the near term, double the size of this resource from 727 to 1.5 to 2 million ounces. And with that, potentially we would be able to, continue with that exploration success, because I'm talking about within the first 1,000 meters here, we're looking at doubling the size. But we know if you look lateral to us, our neighbors, they're all like Rouyn-Noranda, which is only half-hour drive from us. Their deposit, they're mining down to 3 kilometers right now. And we know that the style of mineralization that we see here in this district, they have a larger depth extent than they do horizontal. So we fully expect that this deposit should go down to 3 kilometers. So whatever we prove up, like say it's 1.5, we can almost multiply that by 2 or 3. So there is potential for this deposit to be on the order of 3 million to 6 million ounces.
Wow.
So, and it's high grade. And like I said, you can just kind of truck it away. So that's the near term. And we're always looking for further opportunities. So in the district for us to acquire.
What challenges does your company has faced in the past, and how do you think this could help you in the future if you run into any problems during mining or anything like that?
Yeah, you know, it's really interesting. If you did RQD measurements on the rocks, like we're drilling these holes and there's not, I mean, it's pretty competent rock. And we know LaRonde goes down to 3 kilometers. So we don't expect any major significant ground conditions. But that being said, you could run into stuff, right? And so the technology exists, you know, to monitor seismic activity and stuff like that. So, and design the mine appropriately. So, you know, we're fully confident that our neighbors are going down that deep. So we should be able to do the same with success. And we have a good technical team, and we're not at the stage of development yet. We're at the stage of expanding our inferred resources. So that's what we're going to do first. We're going to really show the size and the potential that this deposit has. And think about this: there's 100,000 meters that have been drilled on this property, and that if you do an all-in cost, that's about $30 million. That's based on $300 a meter all-in cost with, you know, logging, drilling, assaying, all that stuff involved with getting the results. So that's $30 million. Think of, we have 48 million shares outstanding. Think of the dilution a company like us would have to suffer to basically, you know, raise 30 million in this climate. So we almost view this deposit almost as a discovery hole, but actually better, because we have 100,000 meters of drilling. We have really good thicknesses in the heart of it, but we're getting no market capitalization for it. We're at $6 to $7 million market cap currently. So we see that our neighbors at similar deposits, like even they're drilling along these plunge lines. They're ranging from $50 million to $200 million with similar exploration programs. And we're only at $6 or $7 million market cap. So we see a lot of market cap growth potential here. That's what we're so excited about. And we're trying, this first 10,000 meters is really to get this project into the collective consciousness of the investors. So we're excited to be drilling and hopefully have some really good press release, these catalysts for our company in the near future, because we're drilling.
Do you believe that's also like a big factor that sets you apart from your competitors, that you have these drillings for 30 million, or how did you say it? You like the drillings that you have compared to your neighbors?
Yeah, well, some of the neighbors have with the similar stuff. They've already drilled 300 to 400,000 meters on their programs and stuff. So they're well funded, and they're expanding their resources. And we're not like, when we created this artificial intelligence model, basically we did it in 4 or 5 weeks. With conventional methodologies, it would take 4 to 5 years for geologists to do. So when you talk about Metals Group, you know, this is another dimension of the Metals Group. We're able to capitalize on artificial intelligence technologies. There's not that many companies that are doing what we're doing, especially in the junior world. So we're using this technology and hopefully to grow the resource. So that's pretty exciting to be able to actually evaluate a deposit like this, the level of detail that we've done prior to even acquiring it. So once we saw the opportunity, that's when we approached the vendor. Hey, we want to do a deal with you. But we did all this work that would have took like 4 years to 5 years to do, but we did it like in 4 weeks.
Well, that sounds exciting. Actually, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, we're trying to, like, the world is, the world is moving towards AI, so why not capitalize on it? We want to be the first people to capitalize on this technology.
Cool steps, cool to hear. Do you have any closing message to existing or potential investors in Europe, or to anyone that might already be watching Emperor's move or has it on the watch list?
Well, I would say that, like, we have this high-grade gold deposit. And if you look at our corporate presentation on our website, I suggest you look at it and look at the grade thickness long section. It shows how the deposit can expand, but from 1,000 meters to surface, and we think it goes down to 3 kilometers potentially. But we're better to look where you're going to reduce your risks than at the margins of a high-grade gold deposit. You reduce your risk as an investor if you're drilling an extension of a known high-grade gold deposit. So that's number one. Number two, currently, with today's gold prices, and it keeps going up. I mean, you know, in the past year or two, it went from $1,100, now it's up to like $2,000. So just in that time frame, think about this. No exploration work was done on the property since 2011, 2010. And just by sitting idle, the deposit grew by $500 million in ground value. We have about, 1.5 to 2 billion in ground value of gold, depending on what you use as a cutoff grade and stuff like that. So that's really exciting. And we only have a market cap of $6 or $7 million. So that's kind of what I like to tell the investors, that huge potential for market cap growth.
Don, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Florek, for taking the time and joining this interview today. I found this very informative. I'm sure the people that's going to watch that will find that very informative as well. And I wish you and Emperor Metals all the best for the future. And I hope to stay in touch with you to get the latest operation updates. And yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Benjamin.
Thank you.